been having a good week since Tuesday? And who's been having a sad week since Tuesday? Yeah. And these guys told me to talk about politics. Is that wrong? I'm just trying to figure out which side of the political spectrum I'm pissing off up here tonight. So don't blame me. But if you were over here in the sad group, just a quick reminder, we're kind of turning a blind eye tonight, but starting tomorrow, you're going to need to wear your Handmaid's Tale dresses when you go out in public. I don't make the rules. That's what happens when the Nazis take over.
Gary.
How about a big round of applause for Lou, Leslie, and Edgar? I don't know what I was thinking when I volunteered to go last. This is why you don't let J.B. Pritzker cut in front of you at the buffet line. There's nothing left. So prepare yourself for the comedy equivalent of Brussels sprouts and warmed over meatloaf. A couple of quick housekeeping items before we get started. Item number one, after last year's show, the health department asked me to clarify that if a comedian says, "We're not leaving till someone soils their pants," that's a metaphor, that's not a challenge. So please conduct yourselves accordingly. Housekeeping item number two, we are here to entertain. We're not here to offend or embarrass. On the other hand, if we do offend or embarrass you, please remember that my name is John DeBryan. Track me down on Monday and kick the shit out of me. It's the only way a guy like me is going to learn his lesson. Housekeeping item number three, we are joined here tonight by several distinguished guests whom I believe it behooves me to recognize. Foremost among them is this group of clients over here who recently told me that for the 25 years we've been working together, they have been mocking me behind my back for the very specific reason that I use the word behoove in my working communications with them. So I'd like to break the fourth wall here and publicly apologize for using words and stuff to communicate complex legal concepts to you. I promise from now on I will just grip a magic marker in my toes and scribble on a piece of construction paper and let you guys figure it out from there. I'm sorry, the betrayal, I still haven't gotten over it. I need a second to compose myself.
Okay, here we go. Here we go. Oh, I can't wait. No way. I never know what's it.
All right, what is it? Did I get something on my... What I love about this shirt is that tomorrow morning when you wake up, it's a good chance I'm only going to be the third most annoying thing you remember about tonight. Yes. Thank you all for coming to Mount Hawley Country Club tonight, by the way. Thank you for signing up for tonight's P. Diddy Defense Fund Pledge Drive. We're going to spend the next 3 hours exploring all the ways in which even a small donation can make a real difference in the lives of pedophiles and human traffickers all over the country. Please pay special attention to our wine list tonight. We're offering our special signature Mount Hawley lubricant and baby oil. Oh my God. Jesus Christ. Christ, it's a comedy show. Diddy, I don't know if you're out there, but here's a pro tip. If you're doing anything in life that has even the slightest possibility of sending you to prison, it's a pretty good idea not to be known as the guy with 1,000 bottles of lube at your house. Take it from me, that makes for a really awkward welcome to prison orientation meeting. Could do what I do. Tell them you're rebuilding the crankshaft on a Sherman tank. No, but we are so committed to Diddy's defense here at Mount Hawley that we have temporarily suspended our own capital campaign. Up until this came along.
He's funny. He's funny Indian.
Say that again, louder. As I was saying, we have suspended our own capital campaign here at Mount Hawley in support of Diddy. Up until then, we were actually selling off the naming rights to our various facilities here at the club. Like a lot of you, I was skeptical, but our general manager, Michael Pace, he is persistent and he finally wore me down. What finally got me is when he told me that the naming rights to the bar had come available. $50,000 was a lot of money, but I could not pass up on that. So before you leave here tonight, please go say hi to Nate and the crew in the new Mike Duncan Lounge.
Oh, that's funny.
It's funny because he's not here. Ladies, you get one free unsolicited sexual advance with every drink order. Yeah. But that's when Michael knew he had a live one on the line, because before I knew it, I dropped another 25 grand to buy naming rights to the new Darren Epley pace of play clock out of the first team. You can synchronize your watch and calculate just how much of your life has gone by since you started lining up that 3-inch putt. I don't think Darren's here tonight, thank God. I don't know who he pissed off, but he got paired up with me damn near every week for Sunday morning golf. And here's the thing, Darren, he's a damn good golfer. When Darren walks up to the tee, guys say, Darren Epley, he's a damn good golfer. In contrast, when I walk up to the tee, people generally say, that Matty Ice, he sure says behoove a lot. Here's how bad it got by the last time Darren and I played. He was asking me if we could pick up the pace just to get it over with. Anyhow, I finally drew the line when Michael tried to sell me on the Adam Benson handicap computer in the pro shop. That was a bridge too far. Very few people here will understand this joke, but the computer would actually allow you to bitch about everybody else's handicap while also collecting your money for winning your flight in the member guest every single fucking year. Who wants to hear about my hole-in-one, by the way? I won't do that to you. I've tried, but the best I can do is to boil it down to a 9-hour mini-series. Happened on Labor Day, by the way. Just got back from Greece, by the way.
Here we go.
That's the country in Europe, not the hit Broadway musical. Sorry to disappoint all you drama club weirdos. Here's the thing about Greece. First of all, Greece is where white people go when we run out of things to do with our money. They say Greece is the cradle of Western civilization. And it's true, you go over there, they got 3,000 years of history and art and culture and philosophy. And it was with that in mind, I found it weird that the number one export from Greece appears to be penis-shaped bottle openers. Like literally, they're everywhere. I could not turn around without bumping into one of them. A couple times on accident. And they come in all different sizes too. Like you remember going to Six Flags and they would have the license plates with the names on it and you'd spin the rack around and try to find your name on there? It's like that. So you got your, Cody's and your Tony's up here. Got your Deshaun's and your Tyrese's down here. It's like junior high AV club up here. It's NBA All-Star Weekend down here. Yeah. According to the In-Flight magazine, ancient Greek philosophers believed that there was an inverse correlation between brains and bottle openers. You know what I mean? The bigger one was, the smaller the other was presumed to be. It's great news for all you dumbasses out there. I tried to work that into my cart girl pickup game this summer. Berna would come around, I say, "Hey Berna, did I ever tell you I got a 12 on the ACT? I think the monkey beat me by 6 points. I'm legally retarded in 36 states. If you're looking for a good time." Apparently she has not been to the continent because it did not have the desired effect. She just talks slow and hides all the sharp objects when I come around. So I'm back to my fallback pickup line of repeatedly asking her if she ever does any babysitting on the side. And one day she threw me for a loop. She turns to me, she says, "Sure, Mr. DeBryan. I can babysit your kids anytime you want." And then it got weird when she asked how old they are. Had to tell them they're 27 and 28. Probably graduated about 7 years ahead of you at Peoria, Notre Dame. Younger one just got married. They both live out of state. But I tell you what, you don't want to leave those little scamps alone with a credit card. They'll get into all kinds of trouble. It is true, we married off the younger Kardashian sister this summer. Yes. She married a guy from Salt Lake City. No, he's not. But she is locked in as sister wife number one, no matter what happens. I'm not much for public speaking, so the father of the bride speech really threw me for a loop. People said, "Ice, just give them some advice on a successful marriage." I was like, how the hell would I know? They said, stuff like, never go to bed angry. I said, that's the dumbest fucking advice I've ever heard. People that try that end up being insomniacs and still pissed off in the morning. Now, my advice to young people is go ahead and go to bed angry, because as every guy in the room knows, pretty good chance tomorrow morning your wife's going to forget what she was mad about. And guess what? If she does remember, you can try it again tomorrow night. You've got until death do you part. Sooner or later, she will forget. Until she brings it up in another argument 6 months from now. They say your wedding day is the beginning of a beautiful journey. I could not disagree more.
Yeah, it's cute.
As Leslie indicated earlier, your wedding day is the beginning of a race to do as many things as poorly as possible. You fold one fitted sheet, and you're the fitted sheet guy for the next 70 years. Do not make that mistake. My advice to young husbands is the first time your wife asks you to do the laundry, smile and say yes. That's an important head fake in this whole thing. Then shove everything you own into the washing machine. Her wedding dress, those red socks you just bought, your old football cleats. Set it on boil. It's going to cost you a couple sleepless nights, but you just got out of doing the laundry for the rest of your life. And ladies, this works both ways. So, first time your husband asks you to drive somewhere, smile, say yes. And then drive that car right through the back wall of the garage. Keep going till you hit the neighbor's house. It's going to cost you some money, a couple more sleepless nights. It's a small price to pay for a lifetime of chauffeured luxury. So anyhow, my wife and I were standing there staring at another one of these racks of dick-shaped bottle openers. Yeah, we're back on this. And I was overcome by the mood, and I said, honey, of the innumerable things I love about you, one that I love the most is you have always accepted me and the bottle opener God gave me. To which she replied without hesitation, yeah, I don't mind. Now, I'm kind of a relationship expert, so ladies, here's a pro tip. If you ever find yourself in a foreign country standing at a rack of penis-shaped kitchen appliances, and your husband makes a similar comment, try like 25% less grim resignation in the tone of your voice when you deliver that answer. Like practice in front of a mirror, see if you can do it without that 1,000-yard stare on your face. Your husband will appreciate it. Anyhow, she walked away and I grabbed a big old Shaquille O'Neal off the bottom rack. Tossed it in her carry-on bag just to see what would happen when she checked it through security. Sure enough, the alarm went off, pandemonium breaks out. They're waving that thing around like a table leg. She turns to me, she says, Ice, tell them it's a joke, I'm gonna miss our flight. To which I reply, I don't mind. It happened on number 11, by the way, a little par 3 over the water. Sorry, I promised I wouldn't talk about it. I recently went to the doctor. I'm okay, thanks for asking. Went to the doctor, and as God is my witness, this happened. I'm sitting in the lobby, I'm filling out that form. There comes a question that says, how many times in the last week have you consumed alcohol? Now, my first reaction as an attorney is objection vague. I don't know what the hell that means. How many times? Is that how many beers? Is that how many days? Is that how many sips? I finally settled on 3 or 4. Figure that gives me enough wiggle room, no matter how we want to play this. And then the following happens. I walk back up, I hand it to the receptionist, and in the nanosecond that it passes from my fingertips to hers, I looked down and I realized I misread the question. What the question actually said is, how many times in the last week, and apparently this is where I stopped paying attention, it says, how many times in the last week have you thought about killing yourself or everyone around you? Suddenly, 3 or 4 doesn't seem like such a clever answer. It's at least 6 or 7, depending on what's going on at work. The point being, if you want to skip the line the next time you're at the doctor, there is no better way than to make them think you are a homicidal drunk. Like, they could not get me out of there fast enough. Doctor's waving me off from the other side of the room. You're good, Ice. I'll call you if I think you're getting sick. I said, hey, how about a prostate exam for the trouble? He said, well, this is the optometry department at Walmart, so no. But he did pull me aside. He said, Ice, I want to talk to you about a study that recently came out. It's published in The Lancet. It's a very prestigious medical journal. It came out in April. They did a study, and they determined conclusively that to maintain proper prostate health, an adult male should open a bottle, shall we say, 28 times a month. Yeah, that's the bad news, ladies. You only get 2 days off. Good news is we kind of roundtabled this at Sunday Morning Golf, crunched the numbers, and we as a group calculated that we've spotted you the next 14 years. So you can relax for now, but when 2038 hits, giddy up. Speaking of doctors, we are joined here tonight by Peoria's most prestigious plastic surgeon, Dr. Bavis Ramos.
Woo!
Yes. Dr. Ramos asked me to announce publicly that he is not hiring boob job screening assistants. Thank you for your letters of recommendation, Eric Webb. He's not hiring because I've already volunteered. Ladies, meet me out by the dumpster later and we'll get you checked out. By the way, Dr. Ramos is actually from Greece, just like our very own Nick Kantos. They're going to be doing a TED Talk later to explain this whole dick-shaped bottle opener thing. As a special bonus, he said he's going to be doing free vaginoplasties back at the Duncan Lounge later on. So, guys, line up, drop your pants.
This was like off the cuff because he didn't know you were
It is terrible. That's why it's funny. Dr. Ramos is here by himself. He is married to his very lovely and very much younger wife, Lizzie. Now, I don't want to say the age difference is creepy. I would never say that. I will say she's still going to bed angry because he wouldn't let her do their wedding reception at Chuck E. Cheese. He took her to see the Barbie movie. She got carded because it was PG-13. She was already pissed because she wanted to see the Peppa Pig movie instead. Pitt was back that day, 137 yards, back right. Somebody stuck it closest to the pin shot within about 6 inches, so I knew I was going to have to play it tight. I'm sorry, I knew it. I shouldn't. I'm not going to talk about it. Anybody come in here from out of town? Yeah. I know you did. We can tell who you are by looking. You're the ones looking at your watches like, did we drive an hour to listen to dick jokes? We're also joined here tonight by the two secretaries who gave flight to my legal career.
That's right.
Right over here.
Don't you ever forget it.
To take a journey back through time, they reminded me of a conversation that allegedly happened. I find this hard to believe, but they claim that in about 1994, the two of them came into my office convinced that there was some really sweet origin story about my betrothal to my lovely wife. So they were just hideous schoolgirls, like, tell us how you and Siobhan fell in love. And apparently, with a straight face, I said, well, we got set up on a blind date, and we thought she was pregnant, so... And they fucking believed me. Anyhow, for you out-of-towners, I'm kind of known as an ambassador of goodwill for Peoria, so I want to help you enjoy your time here. Peoria was recently named the #1 city in the Midwest. Now, the category was murder rate, but we're going to take the win. We're like a scrappy mid-major. Like, we may never compete with the blue bloods like Bogota, Colombia, or Mogadishu. But I tell you what, you stack us up against a Detroit or a New Orleans on any given weekend, and I think we can surprise some people. And we're not taking it lying down, those of us who are still alive. City Council recently appropriated $175,000 to hire a consultant who said that for that amount of money, he could study the issue and help them identify where the violence is happening. I was like, other than where all the dead guys are? I'll give you that for $50,000. I'm still paying off the Duncan Lounge, for God's sakes. The point being, there's a good chance you'll be shot dead on your way out of the door here tonight. But thanks to our consultants, we're going to have a pretty good idea of where it happened. So, by this point, you've probably decided you want to move to Peoria. When you do, you're going to want to join a country club. In Peoria, there's two primary choices. There's Mount Hawley here, and then there's the other, what some people consider more prestigious alternative,
The other.
Club Cabaret. But I want to compare and contrast the distant third place alternative, the Country Club of Peoria. I have in fact been a member of both clubs. A lot of times people come to me, I'm kind of an influencer in this arena. People ask me which club they should join. They say, Ice, which club should I join? What I usually tell them is, Country Club of Peoria is probably the right fit for you if your idea of a good time is sipping wine and nibbling cheese on the veranda with a bunch of entitled trust fund douchebags. On the other hand, Mount Hawley might be the right fit for you if your idea of a good time is chugging beer and puking in the bushes. We are a very family-oriented club here in Mount Hawley. Most of our children were conceived in the deep end of the swimming pool. You fish them right out with that pool skimmer. You gotta be quick. You never know when the next code brown is gonna get called. We are very committed to diversity here at Mount Hawley. Our membership spans the entire spectrum, everything from white to Caucasian, and the entire rainbow in between. We got a sign on the front door that says, "No shirt, no shoes. Welcome back, Mr. General Manager." Michael Pace is always saying, we got to make this club more woke. So we just put up one of these land acknowledgements. You guys hear about these? So we got a sign out there now that says, "You're standing on land that for 1,000 generations was the sacred hunting ground of the Cahokia and the Kickapoo and the Peoria tribes." And then one day your ancestors showed up and said, "Fuck that. Check out that view, we're gonna build a country club here." And they killed everybody. Enjoy your round. Check the Darren Epley clock, make sure you're teeing off on time. But ice, what about Country Club of Peoria? Shut up, I'm getting there. Country Club of Peoria is generally known as the oldest club in Peoria, literally. It's like a freaking assisted living facility over there. It's like a Matlock Golden Girls magic episode. Last time I was there, the only thing more inflated than the lip filler was the golfers' handicap indexes. Drink special was a Botox martini with a shot of bullshit. Yeah. I'm not a big hitter, so went 8-iron. Figured if I could curl a cut, draw, fade, in close, maybe zip it back to the hole, that would do the trick. I'm sorry, I told you I wouldn't talk about it. We've had some hard times here in Peoria, though. I think it all started when we lost our most iconic employer. It's really hard to believe it's only been 3 weeks since Big Al's shut down, but the single mom community has not been the same since. We also lost Caterpillar. I guess that was a big thing too. Caterpillar used to be the biggest employer in town, and we have bounced back from that. Now the biggest employer in town is standing on a corner with a cardboard sign. I'm serious, I work downtown and there's like a tent empire being built right across the street. It's like Sim City. Every time I turn around, 3 more of them have popped up. At least in Sim City, Godzilla comes through every now and then, knocks them all down. So I stand there and about 3 times a day, a car pulls up and these people hop out and hand out free meals to everybody. Then they all scratch their heads and they say, "There's more people here today than there was the last time we came to give out free shit." I remember reading a book to my kids called "If You Give a Mouse a Cookie." Anyhow, the other day I was standing there in my office, saw one of these guys walking through the parking lot. He had that look about him, so I thought, I'm going to keep an eye on this guy. In that moment, he turns around, makes a beeline right to the window where I'm standing, and these are mirrored on the outside. He walks right over, drops his pants, starts opening a bottle, shall we say. Could not believe it. So I banged on the window. I said, "Hey, I read that article too." And my wife wants her bottle opener back. I turned to call the police, and when I turned back around, he's driving away in a car. So to summarize, he's driving down the street, has this epiphany, he says, "Oh shit, it's the last day of the month. I haven't met my minimum." We've all been there, guys. What are you gonna do? I'm a little bit out of sorts tonight. I lost somebody very close to me recently. And I promised myself I would use this forum to raise awareness on a serious note. I'd known this person for 30 years, seemed perfectly healthy, and then one day she called me and she said, Ice, I think listening to a book on tape is the same thing as reading. And that's when I knew she'd been brain dead the whole time. Because it's not the fucking same thing. Am I the only one that's aggravated by this? Like, book on tape people, they're the only people that talk about how many books they've read. Every day, like, I read 6 books this weekend. Like, did you? Because that's really a totally different sensory organ that you're using. It's like saying I smelled Monday Night Football. Listening to a book on tape is to reading as this guy is to being a woman. It might seem the same, but trust me, it's not. I'm also nervous tonight, anxious really, because it's recycling week. I get that way. Recycling day is the day that you are forced to drop the veil of your perfectly manicured suburban life. It's the day you are forced to reveal to your neighbors that once again you and your empty nest wife, together, alone, have once again somehow managed to fill an entire 70-gallon drum with beer cans and wine bottles.
That's not
It sounds like Godzilla throwing a crystal chandelier down a marble staircase when that thing comes through. I was paired up with Eric Pettingill that day. Eric's a damn good golfer. He's like a +4 handicap. Ladies, let me mansplain that to you. +4 handicap means he's a damn good golfer. I was playing him tight that day. We were neck and neck, thanks to my hole-in-one. He did edge me out in the last 2 holes, beat me by 38 strokes. But when that shot in, when it went in, Eric turned to me, he said, Ice, I think that ball went in the hole. I said, Eric, you're a +4 handicap. You must hit a hole-in-one like every time you play. And he said, man, to my everlasting shame, for all I've accomplished in golf, I have never hit a hole-in-one. I said, well, you look like you got the fundamentals down pat, so keep trying. Maybe someday you'll be worth a shit. In conclusion, I'm a little bit nervous up here tonight too because I don't do this a lot, so I get nervous. So I've been trying to do that thing you learned in high school speech class where they say try to picture your audience naked or in their underwear. It's been working pretty well. Nice thong, by the way, Mike O'Brien. And a few minutes ago, I saw somebody walk in, looks just like Mary from the Goods Furniture commercials. Let's just say I'm one step closer to my quota this month. See, Mary, she's on my list. It's the 5 famous people you're allowed to sleep with, no questions asked. I told my wife, said, sweetie, she's going up on the big board. Right between skinny Mariah Carey and Rachel Maddow. She turns to me and said, that's cool. I've had Paul Sherman on my list for as long as Right between Tom Selleck and the creepy guy from the My Pillow ad. I don't want to share too much, but when the lights go out in our house, if I hear her whisper promo code MyPillow, I know we're in for a humdinger. We practice safe sex, though, I got my safety word, Bud Light. Bring up this guy. There's 8 no bottles getting open that night. How about one more round of applause for Leslie, Lou, and Edgar?